In the next 8 minutes, you're gonna learn how 3 once forbidden substances, psilocybin, LSD, and MDMA, are revolutionizing mental health treatment, and why leading researchers at Johns Hopkins, NYU, and Imperial College London believe these compounds could help millions of people suffering from depression, anxiety, and PTSD. This isn't pseudoscience or wishful thinking. This is peer-reviewed, FDA-recognized research that's changing everything we thought we knew about treating mental illness. Imagine suffering from treatment-resistant depression for 20 years. You've tried every antidepressant on the market, years of therapy, even electroconvulsive treatment. Nothing works. Then, you participate in a clinical trial where you take psilocybin, the active compound, in magic mushrooms, just twice, 6 weeks apart. Within days, the crushing weight lifts. Colors seem brighter, you feel connected to the world again, and the effects last for months. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. This is happening right now in research centers across the world, and the results are so promising that the FDA has designated psilocybin as a breakthrough therapy for depression. We're living through what scientists call the psychedelic renaissance. After decades of prohibition following the cultural upheaval of the 1960s, researchers are rediscovering what indigenous cultures have known for millennia, that certain psychoactive compounds can profoundly alter consciousness in therapeutically beneficial ways. Dr. Roland Griffiths at Johns Hopkins Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research has been leading this charge since 2006. His team's groundbreaking studies have shown that psilocybin can produce mystical experiences that lead to lasting positive changes in personality, particularly increased openness and life satisfaction. But here's what makes this truly revolutionary. These aren't just temporary mood boosts. Brain scans reveal that psychedelics actually rewire neural networks in ways that traditional antidepressants simply cannot achieve. Let's look at the specific evidence for each compound, starting with psilocybin. A landmark 2020 study at Johns Hopkins found that psilocybin-assisted therapy produced rapid and sustained antidepressant effects in patients with major depressive disorder. After just 2 sessions, 71% of participants showed a clinically significant response, and 54% were in complete remission 4 weeks later. Compare that to traditional SSRIs, which help only about 1/3 of patients achieve remission and often take weeks to show any effect at all. The largest psilocybin trial to date, published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2022 by Compass Pathways, tested a single 25 mg dose in 233 patients with treatment-resistant depression. The results? Significant improvement that lasted at least 3 months. But here's what's truly fascinating. Patients consistently report that psilocybin doesn't just reduce their symptoms, it fundamentally changes their relationship with their thoughts and emotions. They describe gaining a new perspective on their problems, feeling more connected to others, and experiencing a profound sense of meaning and purpose. While psilocybin gets most of the attention, LSD is showing remarkable promise for anxiety disorders. Swiss psychiatrist Dr. Peter Gasser conducted the first controlled LSD study in 40 years, giving the compound to patients with life-threatening diseases who were experiencing severe anxiety. The results were striking. Patients showed significant reductions in anxiety that persisted for over a year. LSD works similarly to psilocybin, but with a longer duration, 8 to 12 hours, compared to 4 to 6. This extended time frame allows for deeper therapeutic work. Patients report being able to confront traumatic memories and existential fears with a sense of calm detachment, processing emotions that were previously overwhelming. Brain imaging studies show that LSD produces an extraordinary state called ego dissolution. The boundaries between self and world temporarily dissolve. For someone facing death or grappling with existential anxiety, this experience of unity and interconnection can be profoundly healing. MDMA is different from classic psychedelics. It's an empathogen. It promotes feelings of empathy, trust, and emotional openness. For people with PTSD, who often feel emotionally numb and disconnected, Maryland MA can be transformative. The Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies has conducted phase 3 trials showing that MDMA-assisted therapy is remarkably effective for PTSD. In their studies, 67% of participants no longer qualified for a PTSD diagnosis after 3 MDMA sessions combined with therapy. For comparison, existing PTSD treatments have success rates of only 20–30%. Dr. Rachel Yehuda at Mount Sinai explains that MDMA works by reducing activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, while increasing activity in the prefrontal cortex, which governs rational thinking. This allows trauma survivors to revisit painful memories without being overwhelmed by fear and panic. They can finally process and integrate these experiences. Veterans, first responders, and sexual assault survivors who had given up hope are finding relief. As one participant told researchers, "I was able to see my trauma without being inside it. For the first time, I could talk about what happened without feeling like I was back there." Despite promising results, significant challenges remain. Psychedelics can trigger psychosis in vulnerable individuals. They interact dangerously with certain medications, and we still don't fully understand their long-term effects. There's also the challenge of scaling treatment. A single psilocybin session requires 2 trained therapists present for 6 to 8 hours. How do we make this accessible to millions who could benefit? Some researchers are exploring group therapy models, while others are developing non-hallucinogenic psychedelics that might provide benefits without the intense experience. The regulatory landscape is rapidly evolving. Oregon has already legalized psilocybin therapy, and Colorado followed suit. Australia has already approved both psilocybin and MDMA for therapeutic use. We're witnessing a fundamental shift in how we understand and treat mental illness. For decades, we've relied on drugs that dull symptoms without addressing root causes. Psychedelics offer something different, the possibility of healing through profound psychological transformation. As Dr. Roland Griffiths said before his death in 2023, the core feature of the mystical experience is the sense of interconnectedness of all things. Depression, anxiety, and PTSD all involve a sense of disconnection. Psychedelics restore that connection. This isn't about returning to the 1960s or promoting recreational drug use. This is about rigorous science revealing that compounds we've long feared might hold keys to alleviating tremendous human suffering. The psychedelic renaissance isn't just changing psychiatry, it's changing our understanding of consciousness, healing, and what it means to be human.